It's an explosive allegation, and it's what we've all been warned about for years since the dawn of the computer age. A U.S. security firm says over 140 targets in this country have been hit electronically by a branch of the Chinese military. Big companies, you name it, some of the best-known brand names in the U.S., but more troubling than that is the idea that Chinese hackers could reach into American society. The systems that run the country, our infrastructure, and preserve order, like power systems, air traffic, financial industry. It's a sweeping report and a scary conclusion. We begin tonight with NBC's Andrea Mitchell in our Washington newsroom. Andrea, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Outgoing Defense Secretary Panetta has warned of a cyber Pearl Harbor. The president warned about cyber sabotage in the State of the Union. And now, for the first time, new evidence pinpoints the attacks as coming not only from China, but as you point out, from the Chinese military. A 7-year internet hunt zeroed in on one neighborhood in Shanghai and finally this 12-story building. The source of thousands of cyber attacks against 141 U.S. companies spanning 20 industries. Whose building is it? According to a new report confirmed by U.S. Intelligence, it's the headquarters of Unit 61398, the cyber warriors for China's People's Liberation Army.
I think it was time to let the world know it's actually not just from China. It's the Chinese government sanctioning these attacks.
Among the targets of China's hackers, America's very infrastructure.
Now our enemies are also seeking the ability to sabotage our power grid, our financial institutions, our air traffic control systems.
Other targets of Chinese hackers, familiar brand names like Coca-Cola, Facebook, the New York Times, Washington Post, and Wall Street Journal. And only today, Apple. The hackers have usernames like Ugly Gorilla and Dota, according to this instructional video from Mandiant, the computer security firm that did the study.
Here we see Dota logging into one of his operational email accounts. He has used this account for spear phishing and generating additional email accounts.
What is spear phishing? It's how attackers gain a foothold into a company's computer network by sending deceptive emails, tricking users into clicking on a malicious link to a phony website. Once the victims provide passwords, PIN numbers, or access codes, the hackers are in, able to steal confidential files and route them to Shanghai, sometimes for years with no one noticing.
When these companies are engaging in business in China, they really are going up against the full panoply of resources of the Chinese government.
The president has himself complained about China's cyber attacks, and officials say got nowhere. But the U.S. uses cyber war to sabotage Iran's nuclear program.
What do you say to people who say, wait a second, the U.S. does this too?
Our government's not going to hack for the benefit of the private sector. They'll hack for the benefit of American people's security.
And why don't businesses fight back? Computer experts say most companies are afraid if they complain about the hacking, they'll lose access to billions of dollars of business in China. Brian?
Andrea Mitchell starting us off from Washington. Thanks.